is Nikki and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. So I'm sure you saw the title and that's why you clicked on this video. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. So first of all, I want to make it clear that university, college, trade school, any of those post-secondary education, I do believe that they can be good, but I don't believe in going for the sake of going, and honestly I wasn't, but also at the same time I sort of was. And we'll get more into that later. So I'm not talking down on post-secondary education. I totally believe it is so worth it if it helps you to get where you want in life, but for me that just didn't end up being the case. So I guess with most stories, the most logical place to start is the beginning, so let's go back there. So in my family, going to university is something that's just been really encouraged, basically for my whole life. So my senior year of high school, I applied to the University of Manitoba in the University 1 program, but hoping to go towards environmental design and taking the classes that I needed in order to apply for that program in my second year, which I never ended up getting to, but that's fine. So essentially what environmental design is, it's basically a program that encompasses interior design, architecture, and also city planning and landscape architecture. So I was originally wanting to go into interior design, and that was the focus I was going to pick in my third year. But basically the summer after high school, before I started university, I don't know, things just kind of changed for me. I started watching more financial YouTube and kind of realized that it wasn't what I wanted to do. I didn't really want to go to school to become an interior designer. I realized I just had way more passion for doing my own thing. So now I've started my own businesses and that's what I'm really working on, and this channel is just a passion project for me. I essentially just didn't want to let my family down though, so I went and I did try my best, and honestly I was getting good grades and everything. I just really wasn't enjoying it and I felt like I was doing it for nothing, and I didn't know how I was going to handle 4 years of that, of spending all of my time and energy working towards something that I didn't believe in anymore. The thing was, I was getting really depressed because I was spending all of my time and energy working towards something that I didn't believe in, and I didn't have any time or energy left for the people or the things in my life that were important to me, which made it that much more painful to continue because I wasn't even happy with what the end goal was going to be. If you can hear random sounds, that is my cat's playing. She is literally throwing a mouse into the air. Not a real mouse, a fake mouse, but still, she's literally just flinging it. Cats. I guess basically the big thing with university for me is it just really flared my depression up to the point where it caused literally everything else in my life to crumble. I was feeling extremely alone and having a really hard time making friends. I didn't have any energy left at all, and my relationships were struggling because I was just so drained and sad all the time, and I realized that's something that's really hard to put up with when someone's like that. Basically things were really bad, but I was still kind of managing to push through it because I had my favorite person in the world, my boyfriend, with me. And anyway, things just ended up getting really bad to the point where that relationship was struggling and ended. It got to the point where I just didn't want to be alive anymore. And it was really clear to me that the thing that was the catalyst for all of this was going to school, because it was something that I felt like there was no reason for me to be doing, and yet I was still doing it. So ended up talking to my mom, and thankfully she was supportive of me taking some time off and, you know, just figuring out what I actually want to do and basically taking some time to get myself back, which has been a rough journey, but we're getting there. So it's been basically a year since I dropped out. I just finished my first semester, so I was done on something like the 10th of December. So at about this time last year, I had already made the decision to leave, and I was basically just finishing out the semester because I didn't want it to be for literally nothing. So even though I don't really plan on using those credits, at least it wasn't, you know, I got totally nothing out of it. I guess the other thing with school was that I was just starting to hate my classes. Like, I didn't mind my math class. My English class I found frustrating mainly because most of it was group work, and I don't enjoy group work, especially when I don't get to pick the group, and it was kind of a train wreck. And then my environmental design classes, which were the ones that I in theory should have been more so enjoying or interested in, which I guess in a way I was, but also, like I said before, it really just felt like, why am I doing this? When I went, I just felt like, why am I here? And I had a really hard time doing the required readings and getting the work done. Not because I'm not capable or because I'm lazy, because I am extremely capable and I'm not lazy. It's really hard to motivate yourself to do something that you just don't see the point in at all, which was the point I was at with university and those classes especially. And overall, it was honestly just a really toxic place for me and my mental health and everything. Really, the point I want to make and stress with creating this video is that if you're doing something that, isn't working for you and that you don't enjoy, and that honestly isn't helping you to get to a point that you want to get to, it's not helping you to achieve a goal, then it's totally okay to quit. Makes way more sense to quit something that just isn't working than it does to try to push through and just completely destroy yourself, and for what? I would say overall things have been a lot better for me since I left. Like, I was able to start getting therapy and start getting my depression a lot more under control. COVID didn't exactly help with that because that came into play in the spring, so that kind of made things a little rough. What I found since I left is that even with working full-time at my actual job, when I'm not laid off because of COVID, I still have the energy to, stay up and put work into the things that I believe in. I have the energy to put time into my Etsy store and grow that, and that's been actually going pretty well. And I have the time and energy to make these videos for you, which I absolutely love doing, and I hope you guys enjoy watching them. Honestly, with everything I'm doing right now, even with just say my full-time job, I basically have less free time than I once did, but I have so much more energy to accomplish so much more in that time. And that's the reason that it's worth not doing something that just isn't working. That's the reason why it's okay to quit. It's okay to pivot. I made the decision to pivot away from that career path I was kind of working towards, and I did it early enough that it wasn't like I wasted 40 years of my life getting a degree that I'm not going to use. I stopped doing that and I started putting work into the things I enjoy, and honestly, that's been working out amazing for me. Honestly, I think being 19 in general is rough because, you're just out on your own, and we all know 2020 has been rough. It's been a year. I mean, honestly, there's going to be a history class on 2020 and the textbook's going to be this big. It's insane. So I guess while it's been a tough year, I feel like I'm just proud of myself of pushing through it, and I'm proud of myself for making the decision to start pursuing what I actually believe in and working towards my actual goals and working towards building a future which I truly believe is like the best future I can build for myself. I'm totally open to pivoting more in the future, and I feel like that's also an amazing thing about this. Is it basically taught me that yes, it's okay to change your mind. You don't have to stick to something just to, prove something to yourself or to your family or to keep other people happy or to impress other people. I've learned that it pays off to take a risk like this, and I'm really happy that I did, and I hope if you guys have something in your life which you're kind of struggling with, something in your life that you're doing that just isn't working and you just don't see a future in which it really helps you, I hope you have the courage to change and do something different, because I can guarantee it will most likely help improve your life, or at least lead you to finding out things that you actually want to do. It's important not to get totally stuck in a rut. Anyway, I know I've kind of been a completely scrambled mess in this video, and I don't know if this version of this video is ever going to make it out into the world. I guess that just depends how editing and everything goes. But anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I would love to have you back. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye guys!